Hi everyone, today is day 11 and we are going to be rolling around the mat today. So you do need some space around you, so please make sure there's nothing in the way. Don't be afraid to use the space around you, and if you end up in a different position on the mat, it's absolutely fine. Some of these exercises may be a little bit more challenging, so do what you can. Use momentum if you need it, but ultimately we're going to see whether or not we can use our core strength to be able to create some rolling flows that flow into and out of one another. So starting off, taking your feet together, your knees are together as well. Just take your hands behind your knees, reach your elbows out either side. So we're creating some space across the collarbones. You're going to roll the spine into a C-curve position, just leaning back slightly. You can feel more of the sacrum coming down onto the floor underneath you. Then we raise up, we open through the chest by pulling the legs towards us as we inhale. We exhale, roll through the spine, creating that C-curve. Go a little bit further down, stretching into the back, and inhale, raise back up. So you can see here we're getting a little bit of rhythm going as we breathe, as we move into the spinal extension and flexion. Inhale, exhale, inhale, open, and exhale, bring it back into that C-curve. So this class is designed to get us our heart rates going a little bit more than the other classes. We're going to be connecting into the core. So this is your first initial exercise. Can you feel the core muscles actually engage to help you curl the spine a little bit more? And we'll finish off that last one. Come into that C-curve, and you guys are going to just roll all the way down with control. Keep those knees, those feet together. Lower back down, one vertebrae at a time until you get to your head. So you're going to keep the feet and the knees together, but just bring your feet a bit closer to your bottom if they do feel quite far away. Your arms are going to end in a T position, palms facing up to the ceiling. So tilt your knees over towards your right hand side. Let them go as far over as they can without your left shoulder lifting off of the floor. So keep that glued down. We're going to lift back up. We inhale, tilt the knees to the left. The right shoulder is glued down to the floor. And then we raise up. So don't worry if your legs don't quite touch the floor. That's fine, as long as the shoulders don't lift. We're trying to improve the mobility through our spine. Good. So can you find maybe a slightly faster pace here? Nothing too quick, but just more continuous. Rocking those knees from side to side. We're going to add in the arms after this last sway to the left. So as you take your knees towards your right hand side, you're going to draw your left hand towards your right hand as well. Touch them together, lift up, open, and then bring the knees with you. Okay, so we go with the knees first, then the arm travels over. We then lift the arm, and then the knees come after that. So we're still trying to get some rotation into the spine by moving the lower body first, then follow it through with the upper body, and then in reverse on the way back. So knees tilt, we rotate, and we're doing our first roll over from side to side here. And again, don't be afraid to use the floor. If you come off of your mat slightly, that's fine. Nice deep breaths. Feel a bit of a massage through the lower back as you take the knees from side to side. Good. Now we go with our last one. Meeting back into the centered position with our knees back to hip width apart and our feet also at hip width apart. So just for a moment, take your arms down by your side, palms facing down. Inhale. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone under. You're rolling this through the spine, lifting and peeling one vertebrae at a time up towards the ceiling. Feet are pressed into the floor. Inhale and exhale, lower back down and uncurl. We then curl back again. Exhale, pulling and peeling the spine away from the floor. Make sure we don't hyperextend through the rib cage, and lower back down, uncurling. Good, two more. Rolling back,
lifting up. Deep inhale and then exhale, roll down. Last one, heel and roll up. And then lower back down and roll back into your neutral spine. So extend your right leg. Your arms are going to come back out to the side. I'd like you to press into your left foot, and as you press into your left foot, your left hip will lift towards the right. Okay? So we're just trying to get this movement from the pelvis. Shoulders stay glued down to the mat for now. We press and we lift. And we press and we lift. Good. So it might feel quite a nice stretch through your middle spine. It might feel quite a nice stretch through your adductor muscles, which just run on the inside of the leg here. Okay, press. So the next time that you press your left foot into the floor and your hip tilts over towards that right hand side, you're going to just transfer the weight to the right hand side, move your arm on the right, and then you're going to roll slightly onto your side. Then bring it back and roll back again onto your back, facing the ceiling. So let's try that a couple more times. You're going to lift, the arms are going to move so that you can just rest your head on it. And then arm comes back into a T shape. Okay? So again, start to go with a little bit more pace here. And activate the core on the next one. As you exhale, lengthen the legs, lift them away from the floor. If you can feel this in your back, take the legs a little bit further forward. Top knee bends and the arms come back to a T shape. Okay, we press up. Hope you guys are getting this. Lengthen through the legs, bring the heels together, zip up those inner thighs, bend the left knee, take the arms back out to a T and lay back onto your back. Let's do two more. Press and lengthen. And then bring it back. Good. Press, lengthen, bring it back. This time we're going to stay there. We're pressing, we're lengthening through the legs. We're lifting them away from the floor. Take a deep breath in. We lower back down with the legs. We exhale, we lift up, pressing into this bottom waist. Inhale, we lower the legs. Exhale, we lift, utilising that upper oblique that's on the left side, drawing the ribs in towards the hips and the hips to the ribs. Two more. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Exhale. This time, lower back down. And as you exhale, you're going to lift the legs. Just roll back slightly, but you're going to then try and raise up. Bend the knees when you get there, so you can manage to hold this position. If you are stronger, lengthen the legs into your teaser, but otherwise, keep them bent. Okay? You're then going to use the right hand, just let it roll across the floor and bring yourself back into this side laying position. Okay? Exhaling. We raise up into teaser. We then lower down with control and we roll back. Use your hands if you need to. If you can't quite manage to get there, just use the hands, whatever you need to do. Maybe you need to put the feet on the floor for now until you get the hang of it. Good. And then exhale, we roll up, we hold it here. We take the hands just so that they're lengthened in front of us. And then just hook them to the back of the knees. We're going to lower the feet down, raise up, take the hands so that they are next to each ankle, and then find your balance. Okay, some of you might want to take your hands for an easier position behind the knees, or we can keep them next to the outer shins. You're going to take a deep breath in, grow tall, inhale. Tuck the tailbone under, round through the spine into a bowl shape, roll back without the head touching the floor, and then lift back up, right onto the sit bones and lengthen. So you can either place the feet on the floor, or you can keep them hovering away if you can find that balance and the core strength. So inhale, curl the spine, exhale, roll back and lift. Try not to separate the thighs from the chest. Roll back and lift. Roll. Lift. Good. A tiny bit of momentum, but mainly the core strength. As you exhale, keep that balance. Good. A little massage through the back as well. Good, lovely. Last one. We raise up. Good, and then we slowly lower back down. Hug the knees into the chest. Good. We take the feet back to the floor. We lengthen our left leg as our arms come out to the side in a T shape again. So back to this other side of rolling the hip now over to the left. So press into the right foot. The right hip will lift and it will just tilt over towards that left hand side. Good. So getting ready to start changing the arm position. So your right hand is going to come to the floor. Your left hand is going to move so that it can be a rest for your head. So as you press again into that right foot, changing the arms around, just rotating and lengthening through both legs to hover away from the mat. Bend your right knee, place the foot to the floor and roll back with control. Again, we press into the right leg. We roll to the side and lengthen. Again, just a tucking under through the tailbone so that we don't feel this in the lower back, and maybe taking the feet slightly further forward. Bend the left knee, roll back, take the arms out to the side. Good, keep that going. We'll do a couple more. Roll, lengthen, hold. Bend the right knee, and we take the arms out to a T. You don't have to keep following me when I do this, so take your time. This is the last one though, so lengthen, rotate. Sorry that I'm not facing the camera. We're going to lower down with the legs. Exhale, we lift up. Good. Lower down. Exhale, lift up. You're pulling the ribs and the hips together using those upper obliques. Good. Alright, two more. Exhale as you raise up, go a little bit higher, keep those heels glued together. Good. Now lower back down, see whether you can raise up into your teaser. As you exhale, we lift up, we roll back, we use the core, the thighs to raise us up. We either keep the legs straight or we can bend them. Just reach this right arm out in front. We lengthen as we just use that arm very slightly to help us with our balance. We exhale, roll to the side, we lift. Inhale. Exhale, roll back and bring it back again. Exhale, roll up. And then roll back down. Good. Last one. Roll up. Lifting, lengthening, taking both arms out in front. Widening the knees, taking the hands around the ankles and the soles of the feet together. Okay? So this is our seal exercise. You can revert back to this one if you'd rather, but just another version of a rolling exercise here. You're going to curl under, roll through the spine, roll back, lift up, and try and hold it there. Okay, deep breath in. Exhale, roll back, curling through the spine, lifting back up. The actual exercise adds 3 pulses in of the feet at the bottom and the top. But just because you guys are new to this, I don't want to add that in just yet. Good, lengthen, find that balance, rolling back, lifting back up, lengthening, one more. Good, raising back up, taking the feet to the floor, lengthen and just reach forward towards the toes, come back up, taking the hands onto the floor and bending your knees. So we open through the chest. We're going to just float the hips away from the floor on your exhale, okay? So now what I'd like you to do, and if you need this first one to watch me, that's fine, but you're going to be just rolling over onto your front, taking the knees a tiny bit away from the floor into a hover, but not actually taking them down. Then you're going to roll back onto your back. Then we rotate all the way onto our front on the opposite side. So I just went from the left all the way over to the right. We're going to come back into the starting position and go all the way over towards the right hand side again. We'll take it back,
and roll. Last one. Take it back and roll. Lower the knees down. Come back onto your mat if you've lost it, and then just go for a quick child's pose stretch. Nice deep breaths, getting your breath back. As you exhale, you're going to lift your bottom away from your ankles, go into cat stretch, and then unravel and unroll into your cobra. Lift the bottom, take the hips back, curl the spine again. Into your cat stretch, unravel and roll into your cobra. Open those shoulders, and then lift the bottom, taking it back. One more. And then open. Good. Press back into child's pose, curl through the spine, and then lengthen into a seated position. Well done, guys. So we will finish there for the session today. I hope you enjoyed that. Watch it again if you didn't get it, and see whether you can do it another day if some of those things didn't quite make sense to you. And let me know, and I will see you for the last day tomorrow. Bye.